Rogue Company competitive play has taken a couple different routes. From elimination races to win competitions, people all over the internet are coming up with ways to fulfill their competitive itch for Rogue Company. Let's be real, people want a reason to grind this game, and playing pubs just isn't it anymore. It's been 2 months and a couple patches into the Rogue Company closed beta test, and bugs are still crawling around. So I can understand why hi-rez isn't pushing the custom games and ranked play as fast as we want it. Not to mention the pandemic that we're in. You can't blame them. No toxicity allowed. Today we ask these questions. Are the tourneys today legitimate? How is ranked play going to affect the community? Will there be other game modes besides demo for the players who play Respawn? All that and more for today as we discuss the competitive future of Rogue Company. Hey, what's up guys, it's FryeGuy here, and as always, if you enjoy this video and want to see more type of Rogue Company discussion videos like this in the future, make sure to smash that like button and even consider subscribing to the channel. It really helps a lot. I have a lot of big plans for Rogue Company in the future, as well as a couple side projects that me and the team are working on with other games, so it's definitely not something you guys want to miss out on. Now let's jump right into the video. In the history of Rogue Company, we've had a few tournaments already take place. The first major tournament that had over 600 plus players join it was the Modern Gaming Rogue Bowl. Modern Gaming, in the past being a successful console rim rail tournament organizer, wanted to dip their feet in Rogue Company, which is another high-res title. But they knew they had to change up the rules, so they made it a point system. You had 3 hours to gather points. If your squad of 4 players happens to 7-0 a team in demo, your team will get 7 points on the tournament. For example, though, if your team happens to 7-1 the opposing team, your squad will get 6 points on the tournament, and so on and so forth. With the tiebreaker rounds in place, it wasn't enough for players to not have their quarrels with the tournament, as a handful of players didn't like the way it was ran, and that they should have waited for customs. I did happen to play in the tournament, and we had a bunch of roster problems last second, and with 1 minute left, we got a 4th to join us, and we were only able to rack up 21 points out of 32 in the 3 hours of all at a time. I thought the rules were in place were very understandable, so I enjoyed my time in the tournament. Coming up on September 19th, Modern Gaming is hosting the second Rogue Bowl, where this time it's a bit different. I don't exactly know how the rules are going to be for that tournament, but hopefully they're a lot more understandable than the last rules. Then the other type of tournaments we've had are elimination races. These tournaments are super fun, but I gotta say they're super sweaty. It's the only bracket formula we've seen in the Rogue competitive scene. Either 1v1v1v1 or 2v2, the elimination race means that by the end of 2 games combined, the 2 players or team with the most combined elims and downs gets to move on to the next round. This, I gotta say, is probably the most competitive we will see Rogue Company until proper custom games and ranked play comes out. It proves who has the skill to get it down, and you can finish off an enemy. Now, of course, with this method, there's a lot of cheese and muck, but in the more positive light, the ones with the more talent will inevitably move on to the next round. Of course, there's always stacked heats. I have a question for you guys. With all that being said, how would you host a tournament for Rogue Company without custom games or ranked play? Moving on to ranked play, it's obvious that Demolition is going to be the main game mode for competitive play. For those of you who may not know or who are new to the game, Demolition is your run-of-the-mill search and destroy game mode that features 2 plant sites, 1 attacking team, and 1 defending team. Both teams will start out each round flying out of the airship. First to 7 rounds won is the winning team. After 6 rounds of the game has elapsed, there's a halftime where the teams switch sides, and you're able to select a new hero to play as. Or you're restarting back with 0 upgrades, of course. In my opinion, it's a fantastic game mode, but I think there should be some tweaks. Like possibly more rounds. I think it would be pretty fun if the game went up to 11 rounds at halftime and being after 7 rounds. That way each player could potentially have a full build even if they're getting whooped on. Or maybe more money earned for an elimination. I don't really know. There's a discussion in the Rogue Company community on Twitter after a tweet that was implying hero bans for ranked play, and lead designer Scott Gandhi wrote back saying the team is testing hero bans and no duplicate heroes in a match. With that in mind, let's talk about it. So hero banning is where each player can select a hero to be banned from the match. We've seen similar in other games such as League of Legends and even Call of Duty Black Ops 3 League play. Each player selects a hero to be banned from the match. In Rogue Company's case, that would mean that 4 heroes are going to be banned, and you cannot select any of the banned heroes from the match. You can basically cater your competition to what your team has practiced. For example, my team has banned Ronin, Dima, Saint, and talent from the match. That means the enemy team cannot select those heroes, and they have to select from the rest of the pool, possibly throwing them off. Now, they also get to select bans, and this is where I don't think it works for a company, because the enemy team, for example, would ban Scorch, Anvil, Glitch, and Chalk. That means my team cannot select from those 4 either, which means the only rogues playable in that match would be Lancer, Phantom, Vi, Trench, and Dallas. Now, that doesn't sound like a very fun game in my opinion. Of course, that's just one way of banning could work in a company. I really don't know how they're gonna test this. They're probably gonna put that in the PTS or something where we're actually gonna be able to test it. I don't really know, but let's talk about another way. Another way is that each team has their own pool, and bans aren't universal. For example, if I ban Ronan from the other team's pool, Ronan is still selectable in my pool. If hero bannings go that way, then it would potentially work in my opinion, but either way, I'm still against hero bans. At least we have a much more widespread pool of heroes to choose from. For example, hi-rez should at least involve another sniper, healer, tank, and recon before they introduce banning. The other thing that Scott and the team are testing are no duplicate heroes. Now, this is a topic that I didn't expect them to even bring up, considering a lot of the heroes can be played either way. For example, Saint can be an offensive or defensive hero. As of the time of this video, we don't actually know if the testing will even be public or put on the PTS, so we'll have to wait and see for that, but it's going to go brought forward, and this is how I think it's going to go down. And believe me, I'm really not for this either. So, say for example, if the enemy team selects Saint for attacking, my team cannot select Saint for defending, which is dumb. That completely stops my team from having a healer, the only healer. This goes back to what I was saying, that until we have a bigger pool of heroes to choose from, I feel like these gameplay changes shouldn't even be a thought or even tested. We still don't have ranked or customs, although it has been confirmed that it's being pushed instead of more customization options, thanks to the hi-rez team being transparent with us on Twitter. Thanks, guys. Another thing I want to talk about is how important the underground scene for Roco will be to the major esports scene. Underground tournaments are the backbone of competition in games that aren't in the limelight. Looking at titles like Halo, there's plenty of tournaments that are ran through these third-party organizers. It's things like this that keep the flow of competition going while we wait for the majors. Of course, during these tournaments and leagues, bigger teams will be scouting, so it's always good to try to enter and perform well in as many tournaments as possible if you're considering becoming a professional. Now, underground tournaments can also work for, games that are in the limelight, more mainstream titles like Call of Duty, where they have a whole platform like Game Battles and MLG that's able to back them up, So it's always good to try and enter as many as you can for the hopes of getting put on a real team for real money. The last thing I want to talk about was how excited I am for Roman Company ranked play and custom games and esports in general, because there's so many people that want to prove themselves, including me, for example. I think I'm going to become the best shotgun player of all time, but that's just me. And I can't wait to be able to prove that and show my ranked stats for Anvil and Scorch and just get to the highest rank possible. And hopefully that they do things the way Apex does it, where you can still gather points for getting elims, planting and defusing the bomb, and the only way you can really lose points is if you just don't perform well. Hopefully they do it like that, and then it goes up to Apex Predator equivalent to Rogue Company or whatever the rank would be. I just hope they don't do it like how Overwatch did it, where even Halo, where if your team loses as a whole, you could drop a 50 bomb, it don't even matter, but if you guys lose, you go down in rank, and I think that's just so dumb in my opinion. And I would like to know how you guys think about that in the comment section below. How would you guys want ranked play to be measured, and how would you want the ranks to go up and down? Because I know it's a pretty widespread discussion about it, but honestly though, I think that the way Apex does it is a great way to have more people engaged, and feel better about themselves, even if they lose a couple games, because at least they still did well. Now, with all that being said, I'm going to leave you guys with one more question. As of right now, without ranked play, what defines skill in Rogue Company? Leave it in the comment section below. Thank you guys so much. If you guys made it to the end of this video, and you like it, make sure to drop a like and even possibly subscribe, because we're gonna have a lot more videos like this coming out, and hopefully that this video will, pick your brain a little bit for the competitive future of Rogue Company, and hopefully this just gets the conversation rolling. And man, I can't wait for ranked play to come out, because the grind will be real, ladies and gentlemen. It will be real. This has been FryeGuy. You guys take it easy and have a good day.